The Chiefs might have had an off day on Thursday, but that doesn't mean we're taking the day off. I'm going to show you the best plays from Chiefs camp so far on today's KCSN Update presented by DraftKings.
This is KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank.
What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome into today's KCSN Update for Thursday, July the 27th. Really appreciate you guys watching this video, clicking on this video here, as I'm going to be giving you the best highlights that we've seen from Chiefs camp so far before the pads come on. Super excited for the pads to come on. As I mentioned in the intro, Chiefs do have an off day today. They're getting that off day, and then they'll be back in the pads on Friday. Super excited to see what the Chiefs got going on with the pads on. Always my favorite time when they throw the pads on and they get to do the practices with the one-on-ones. Some of the, I don't want to necessarily, it's not full contact, but it's pretty close to full contact that they're going to get in these practices. So super excited for that and everything that they got going on. Well, if you've been tuned in here to our YouTube channel, you know I've been giving you these updates on what's been going on at Chiefs camp. Kadarius Toney obviously suffered that knee injury, had a little bit of a cleanup on his knee, but if you missed it, he posted this on Instagram saying that surgery went well and he will be back and better than ever. Also, another weird story that happened. I don't know if I necessarily had it on my bingo card, as I said yesterday. John Ross, former first-round pick in 2017, actually went number 9 overall, the pick right before Patrick Mahomes. He sends in his retirement as the Chiefs placed him on the reserve injured list. I know he was he had a knee injury, was held out of practice on one of these days, and then he had an excused absence yesterday. And I assume that's why it was excused, because he was turning in those retirement papers to the league. So John Ross no longer will be on this team. And I asked yesterday what you guys were curious to see about this wide receiver room now that Kadarius Toney has an injury. John Ross is retiring. The path for some guys looks a little bit clearer as time has gone on, but very interesting developments in the wide receiver room. As that was the biggest story coming into training camp. And I think it continues to be the biggest story until Chris Jones gets back into the mix here at training camp. You got to think that deal's going to be coming down anytime now with the pads coming on Friday, and they'll have a few practices with the pads. So if you're trying to get out to training camp, Friday is a good day to do it. Tomorrow, July the 28th, they'll put the pads on for the first time. It'll be a good practice, high tempo. It's going to be hot, though. The weather is absolutely brutal, so I feel for those guys having to throw the pads on. But it'll be a good time out there if you do eventually get out there to training camp. This is going to be one of the practices to do so. But as I read through the collective bargaining, because I was trying to find out when the pads had to come on, they've changed it. 4 days, then an off day. And then after that off day, they get the pads on for the heat acclimation process. They do those 4 days with just shells on, and then they'll throw on the full pads on Friday. Super excited about that. But for today's video, we're going to take a look back. We're going to go back and we're going to take a look at the highlights, the best plays that I found from each day of Chiefs training camp, and show them to you. And we'll go back. We'll go back over them so you can kind of remember what was of Chiefs camp. I know it's only been 4 days, but I know people love these highlights. I love to watch these highlights and love to watch these young guys kind of show out. And let's start with this first one. This is from newcomer Richie James coming over from New York. This is a great catch. He demonstrates a catch in traffic right here. Patrick Mahomes threads a needle right over Nick Bolton, and then is able to find Richie James, who maintains the catch through contact. Now, in these drills, I've said this on another video, they want to stay up on their feet, right? They don't want anybody to get hurt. Sometimes, it's football, though, so this stuff is going to happen. They're going to get feet tangled. Guys are going to go for balls. They're going to run into each other. Glad to see everybody pop up and everybody be okay. But great catch by Richie James right here. Very happy with what I've saw from him. That was on Sunday as well. That was the first day of practice that they had out there in front of the fans. A really great play. Richie James did step to the podium and talked about how he's getting comfortable in this offense too. So very happy with what he's had. You know what? Let's go ahead and hear from Richie James. Let's hear what Richie James said about his comfortability in this offense. And even he talked about a little bit of the similarities. You might think, oh, Matt Kafka was on that Giants team, so offenses might be similar because Mike Kafka was with the Chiefs. He said it might not be as similar as you think it is.
I'm pretty comfortable. I've been in the league for a while now, so I got a chance to play in different offenses. So some of the things similar, some things not. But you hear certain terminology. But I'm starting to get more comfortable as we go along in camp. It's like 10%, to be honest with you. I mean, so much going on in this offense, so many moving pieces. but it's like very little, very little.
All right, let's get back into the highlights, and let's go to this Rashee Rice touchdown catch, courtesy of Chris Roush of KQ2 TV up in St. Joe, my good buddy Chris. This is a great catch. Not only is it a great catch, but it's a great ball from Patrick Mahomes as well. And I like to describe this rep as one that you love to see as a Chiefs fan. Monday was a little bit of a rainy day. They started inside. They came back outside, but then were able to run some 7-on-7, some team stuff outside for fans. But Rashee Rice making this great extended catch. And listen, I know a lot of people are upset that Trent McDuffie didn't come down with it, but that's what you want to see in these highlights. And we'll get another one too that's very similar, where Trent McDuffie's in a great position, but he just doesn't come down with it. And it's a great play from a wide receiver. So that's kind of what you want to see, as I was mentioning earlier. A great touchdown pass, a great touchdown catch, the defense in good position. Everyone's making plays. Everyone's trying to make plays there. So a great play from Rashee Rice. And Rashee Rice is not done on our list of highlights that we have here as well. So let's jump to Tuesday. As I mentioned, Monday, kind of a shorter day because they were inside. Once they go inside, you can't see them. Nobody can see practice. That is a closed practice. So they only came outside for, I think it was about 30, 45 minutes. So not very long practice outside. So on Tuesday, a couple plays here. First, I want to start on the defensive side of the ball with Nick Jones. I've been very intrigued by Nick Jones, where they've been playing him. They've been playing a lot in the nickel position, but here he gets an interception, and he reads Patrick Mahomes pretty well, and just jumps in front of this route and gets the interception. Very cool to see the rookie pick off Patrick Mahomes. I believe his only interception so far of camp. So I would love to see Nick Jones kind of grow and develop into a role that he can have in that Chiefs secondary. But this is a great start for him, getting an interception on a 7-on-7 period and kind of reading Mahomes and seeing where he is going to go. But listen, Mahomes wasn't down for long. As we know anything about Patrick Mahomes, he responds very well. This is only a few plays later, and it's a Rashee Rice again who makes another outstretched catch for a touchdown. And he has been putting on a very good camp, been very encouraged by what I've seen from Rashee Rice so far in training camp. And it's going to be big. He's going to need to step up this year. It seems like he's going to need to contribute, as I mentioned earlier, with the wide receiver room looking as it does. He's going to need to contribute. And I have really been impressed by what we've seen from him. He's been getting his conditioning up. Matt Nagy actually stepped to the podium and talked about Rashee Rice a little bit. I'll let him talk about Rashee, and here's what he had to say yesterday, actually, at the podium.
And then Rashee, everybody wants to know. We all want to know. I mean, again, you look for baby steps of growth learning this offense. You want to talk about drinking through a fire hydrant for Rashee coming in here. He comes from a no-huddle offense, but yet it's a little bit different with the tempo of here and now, a huddle play, getting to the line of scrimmage, running your route, having conversions with it, and yet being on time, jogging back and doing it again. He came in phenomenal shape here to this training camp, and I think every day he's made incremental improvements. And again, it's exciting for us because the sky's the roof with his talent.
All right, let's get to yesterday's practice, where there was a couple of really good plays coming from the team session. First, let's start with Sky Moore. This play right here, an outstretched catch from Sky Moore. Not necessarily diving. He does fall to the ground, as I mentioned earlier. You want to see those guys stay up on their feet, especially when they're not wearing pads, when they don't have the full pads on. But Sky Moore outstretched, making this catch here. He's going to need to take a big leap in year 2 as well, and it looks like he's getting a whole lot more comfortable in this Chiefs offense. Love to see it. Love to see the effort, the ability to go and get that ball. And again, another great ball placement by Patrick Mahomes. I think we're almost taking for granted Patrick Mahomes on some of these plays because the placement of the ball has been perfect in a lot of these where only his guy can get them. And we're going to see another example of that here in a second. But first, I want to throw to Sky Moore and what he had to say about how about him getting comfortable in this Chiefs offense and how he feels going from a rookie to now year 2 in this Chiefs system.
30 times more comfortable. Just knowing, like, having an idea of the whole playbook, going through it 1 year before. And, just understanding the culture that, that the Chiefs have in Kansas City. All
right, last play I got for you here is this one-handed catch by Justin Ross. People love Justin Ross. The Justin Ross hype train is full steam ahead, and this did not help slow it down at all. Justin Ross making another great play here. One-handed snag from Patrick Mahomes. As I mentioned earlier, Another great ball placement by Patrick Mahomes, and this is over Trent McDuffie again. I'm starting to feel bad for the guy because he is in great position. He's in great position for all of these plays and all of these highlights. It's just these wide receivers just making good plays on him, which, you know, I don't know if there's much he can do about that, but good to see Justin Ross make a play like this. And I believe Justin Ross even made another highlight play where it wasn't necessarily a catch, but he laid out for a ball, didn't get both feet in. But Justin Ross has been putting out the highlights so far in Chiefs camp. But this one right here, his one-handed catch, was one of my favorites from camp so far. So that's the highlights from the past week of Kansas City Chiefs camp. As I mentioned, we are on an off day today, but tomorrow on Friday, the pads will come on. Super excited to see what kind of goes down. I want to see the offensive line configuration specifically, but I want to know what you guys want to see from the first day of padded practice at Chiefs camp. Go ahead and drop a comment down there. We really appreciate you guys sticking all the way to the end of the video and watching these highlights. And let me know what you guys want to see from these videos and what you want me to touch on maybe in yesterday's video, tomorrow's video, I should say. Forgot my tenses of days. It's all right. But as we move on here through training camp, let me know in the comment section. We really appreciate you guys sticking with us. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you want some more Chiefs content. We'll be posting these videos all the time as Chiefs camp rolls on, and even into the season, we'll be doing more videos like this. So really appreciate you guys sticking with us. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. So until next time, I'm Tucker Franklin. I'll talk to you later.